All right, let's get this tier list started. Okay, not tier list. It's a ranking list. It's very different. There's quite the big difference between a tier list and a ranking list. There's only going to be one thing per spot, and I'm going to do a little bit of a steely wheelie and do a little bit of a homage. You could call it. You could call it an homage, but this is how we're going to do it. I'm going to introduce. Let's do it this way, actually. Let's do a spin wheel, and we'll put all the games onto the list, and then we'll rank them when they come up. Okay? Oh. Maybe after this, I should put you in one of my tier lists on how good of a rage baiter I am. Do I do a lot of rage baiting? Do I even do enough rage baiting to place on a tier list of rage baiters? Surely not. I'm a genuine guy. Wheel. These are all the games. You can see them. Let's go our first entry right now. What's going first? This is actually kind of a gimme. Ooh, Fear and Hunger first. Let me talk about a game called Fear and Hunger. Have you ever had someone that you loved, someone that you cared about, someone that you maybe look up to and respect in many different ways? Is it possible that this person means a lot to you? Now, what if I told you that you could take every bit of emotion that you felt towards those people and just crush it into dust? What if you could give them a game that would make them wonder why they're being punished like this? Why is it that someone that I love has shown me this game and I'm now the one playing it and I am the one being attacked by the prison guard? That's what Fear and Hunger is to me. That's what Fear and Hunger is to me. We're gonna go ahead and just put Fear and Hunger on the list. I'm gonna put it dead center. We have 21 options. Ooh, this is kind of weird for me because I don't want to put it like in a number because it's gonna be ineffective. And that's gonna remove the drama of the whole thing. So we're gonna put it dead center, and it'll get pushed up and down based on how other games rank. Okay, but we're gonna put it at like 14 for right now. No, like 10 for right now. Number 10, Fear and Hunger. Boom. It's right there, dead center. You can't even say that's a bad name. That's a bad place for it to be. It's a great spot. Right off the bat. I like it. The infamous edging incident. The crawl to go towards the last boss and die so many times and have someone say in chat, unironically, I bet this guy would be done by now if he wasn't rage baiting. For me personally, I think that Fear and Hunger really showed me just how toxic chat could be. Just how toxic chat could be. Why don't you number 1 through 21 and just type the game where I want it? I could do that. But I feel like I don't want to type 21 numbers. So this is what we got. That's actually a really good way of putting it. Berserk or Dark Souls, but you're the side character. I don't know, man. Maybe more Berserk for sure, but I don't know. There's shit in Fear and Hunger that does not fit in Dark Souls either. I mean, maybe not like in Dark Souls where the camera is pointing. I don't know about like the outer edges, like you gotta dig into the lore, but I think there's a different vibe going on here. There's like nihilism versus masochism when it comes to that, in my opinion. Boom, removed it. Wow, what a good fucking program we have here. Holy shit. Spin. Ball Pit. Now, I really enjoyed Ball Pit. I think it's a great game. I think as far as games go where you just sit there and just watch the pretty colors and the flashing lights and the big explosions, I think it's probably, I'm comparing it to Vampire Survivors here. I think that if I had to take it between Vampire Survivors, for example, and Ball Pit, I might rank up Ball Pit over Vampire Survivors. Now, there was another game that came out last year that was in the same vein, which was Mega Bonk. And I never played that. So, to all you Mega Bonk enjoyers out there, I can't really do nothing for you. You know, that's not my bag. I didn't play it. I'm broke. Whatever the case might be. But as far as the standings go right now, I think it has to go below Fear and Hunger. I think it has to go below Fear and Hunger. The amount of dread that I felt while playing Fear and Hunger cannot be understated. The way that I suffered playing that game, and then the feeling that I wanted to keep going back, it feels like some sort of ancient wizard's curse or something. It grabbed me. It grabbed me. Ball Pit, I'll assume it's a game about pinballs. You're not far off, actually. You're not far off at all, actually. Shocked you didn't play Mega Bonk? Yeah, I mean, I'm not like against the idea of it. I think it's just, it was one of those things that just kind of like passed over. What was I playing at the time when Mega Bonk came out? I don't even know. Probably like a fucking stupid, dumb Hades 2 or something. You know what I mean? Like, what a mistake that was. Sheesh. Sheesh. Honestly, I think that's really fucking good. That final crawl to the end of Fear and Hunger was probably one of my best stream moments, I'm not gonna lie. Unintentionally. The drama of that experience. So Ball Pit under Fear and Hunger right now. This is the thing too. I think that Ball Pit, on top of being like a great like turn your brain off and watch the explosions happen game, it also has great character unlocking system. I love the town management aspect. I think it's got enough, like, there's the main dish, and I think the side dishes are very good. These mashed potatoes next to the roast beef, man, I keep thinking about them. Was that Gouda? Tasty. I enjoyed it a lot. And I think it had a little bit more than just the typical turn your brain off. And I don't know how Mega Bonk is in that regard. So maybe I'll keep that in mind and we'll play it sometime. We'll play it super late when nobody cares about that game anymore. Easy. Oh! Ooh! Okay. Okay. Now, with this entry, we're kind of getting into a situation where I gotta be honest. And this might invalidate my list. This might make it seem like I have no business doing this. But I did not actually 100% complete Hades 2. I haven't done it yet. I've gotten all the way to Kronos. I've beaten Kronos. And I've gotten to, I think, the second boss on the other route. Okay? So I haven't actually hit credits. I haven't actually seen where the story goes. I know, like, they patched some stuff in. They changed the ending. They made it a little bit more coherent. Like, all that shit. I understand that these are things that are good. Hades 2. On the ranking pit. Ball Pit. Ranking pit. Fear and Hunger bit. Okay. Now, Hades 2 is a really fucking good game. Hades 2 is an immaculate game. I think it has bad bitches. I think it has hot daddies. I think it has everything that you loved in Hades 1, and it boosted it up and made it even better. You feel me? I think it's a great product. And I might be saying something controversial here, but I think it goes below Fear and Hunger. I think it goes below Fear and Hunger. I don't know if I'd say that I enjoyed Hades 2 more than I enjoyed Fear and Hunger. And that might be controversial, but I think it also gives you a nice glimpse into my mind, who I am, what I'm bringing to the table, what I value in my gaming experiences. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Once again, incredibly immaculate game, that Hades 2. But I just don't think, in terms of my personal enjoyment of a thing, I think it sits below Fear and Hunger for sure. And that's where it's gonna go. Look at that. We're already rage baiting. Isn't this nice? Isn't this fun? Oh my goodness. Fear and Hunger has its own charm. It's a pretty niche charm. I think it coincidentally fits you well. I think so too. I think there's this inner conflict that I've had in the last like maybe year, 2 years, where I'm like, do I just like not enjoy happiness? Have I suffered, much like Guts for Berserk, have I suffered much like the Struggler? Am I just numb to the world? Do I have any room for whimsy in my heart? I can't tell. But yeah, it's perfectly captured here in this moment where I place Fear and Hunger above Hades 2. That's all you need to know. I love Hades 2. I love Hades 1. But as far as my list on my stream, you get what you get. And this is why you show up. This is why you show up. And the clip farming in Fear and Hunger was so much better. I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to say it. The clip farming went way harder. Okay? Boom. Hades 2 in the bag. Have I played XCOM once? Yes. So there's some games that I played one session of, and I didn't put those on the list, except for Warhammer Rogue Trader, I guess, is one of those games, and Ex Anima. I don't know. I guess the stipulation was that Ex Anima and Warhammer were both games that I played one time, but they were new games that I had played that I hadn't played before. Does that make sense? I had played XCOM 2 before off stream. I just brought it in as like a random fucking game. And I played Oblivion Remaster in between, like the day before Silksong came out. It was just thrown in there. You know what I mean? It wasn't necessarily something super, super good. Ooh, but you know what? B, I need you to tell me. I need you to tell me. I played Danganronpa 2 last year, but it was off stream. Nah, we can't get into that. It's got to be on-stream games only. But there is games that I played off stream that I think would fit and probably place quite high, like a Danganronpa 2, that just aren't on this list right now. So it's kind of an incomplete list, but we're trying out a new thing. We're trying to, you know, we're working it out. I'll do a little bit better for next year. I'll make sure I write down all my games, and we'll talk about them then. Spin. And just like that. And just like that. And this is kind of where it gets a little bit weird too. Because I did only play one session of Warhammer Rogue Trader. And I really did enjoy what I was seeing. But I feel like it's almost unfair to put it on the placement at all. So I guess we're just going to go off of like pure vibes. And what I think my enjoyment of this game would be. Based on what I've seen so far. And to be honest, I think that it's probably pretty high. Not above Fear and Hunger. Probably not above Hades 2. But definitely above a ball pit, I think. Because here's the thing too. I think that I'm like kind of in the middle. I'm in a weird in-between moment where I could definitely see myself becoming like really into fucking Warhammer, man. I think that's a great setting. I think the aesthetic of the Space Marines, the Catholic imagery, and some of like the higher ups. I've seen dioramas in real life of like just somebody has their figures and they set them up all nice. I'm not sure I'd ever be into actually playing the game, but whenever I get to like the age of like 65 and I'm like retired and I'm never streaming again and everybody's like, man, where did Cool Ice go? I'm going to be in my cabin painting my Warhammer figures and making little dioramas of them. And I think that's going to be an amazing experience for me. So I think that's a pretty clear indication. We're going to go ahead and put Ball Pit down to 12. And we're going to put Warhammer at number 11. Watch my stream so much that my siblings immediately know I'm watching your stream just by listening to your voice only. Good. Tell them to watch too. Tell them to pull the stream up right now and like it. Huge. I mean, is the list coming together or what? Is the list coming together or what? Holy shit. We're doing it. I meant to make these more spaced out and then I fucked it up. Anyway, you guys can see the number. All right. That's all you need to know. Next game. What do we got? There's ones that I don't want to do yet. Ooh, there we go. Okay. I want to say, listen. You all know the heavy hitters, man. Okay, I want to save those for last if possible, so I can have the most dramatic fashion when I put Expedition 33 below Ball Pit. I need it. Okay, 9 Souls. 9 Souls. Now, this is the game we played after Hollow Knight. It was after Hollow Knight. We were riding the high of beating P5. Everything was going great. And I said to myself, how can I follow this up? Oh, a second 2D Metroidvania? Don't mind if I do. And we played 9 Souls. Now, the main character of 9 Souls is a representation of my favorite story in media, which is sad man find happiness through struggle. Yes, I do believe that I played it before Fear and Hunger. Yes. 9 Souls was very enjoyable. I think aesthetically, the art is beautiful. I think that the character himself is very cool. My biggest complaint, which I can't even really say like is necessarily an actual complaint, is that I did not get good with the parrying until maybe like the 75% mark of the actual game, which I wouldn't even say is a bad thing. I'm just saying that when I was playing it, I kind of felt like I was playing like ass. And it was a very difficult process for me to just brute force it because I kept trying to play it like Hollow Knight. And that led to maybe not the best stuff as far as like my skills on display. But I really did love pretty much great music, great art. The manga was cool. Great final boss fight. Where it kind of culminates in everything you learned coming to a head. And you put that on full display. The level of what the fuck do I even do to this when it comes to that last boss, it's on another level. This is hard though. We are indeed rating games. I'm rating my 2025 played games for the year. I've been out of town, so we're kind of getting into it late. Do I think it's better than Ball Pit? Yes. Do I think it's better than Warhammer Rogue Trader? Yes. Do I think it's better than Hades 2? I don't think so. I don't think it's better than Hades 2. In my ideas. In my mind. Have I ever played Ultra Kill? I know what you are. No, I haven't. No, I have not. But I've heard good things about it. Okay. So yes. That puts Ball Pit at 13. That puts Warhammer at 12. And that puts 9 Souls at number 11. Boom. Not bad. How's the list shaping up? Let's check in. Anybody mad yet? If I'm not upsetting you, I'm not doing a good enough job. And I will definitely remedy that. Ultra Kill's pretty cool. Doom, but lower resolution, probably a bit more fun and fast paced. I have seen like, is that a game where you can like throw your gun and catch it when it bounces off somebody's head? Or am I thinking of something different? Because I do kind of love that. I don't think that I have like the dexterity to pull off things like that, but I do find that shit pretty fire. I guess there's also a little bit more missing on this list as the games that I uploaded videos for. Anyway. Boom. We're getting down here. Ooh. I mean, do I even have to talk about this? It's fucking Silk Song, brother. It's fucking Silk Song, all right? It goes right to the top. 20th spot. I think that is it as good as Ball Pit? I don't think so. I don't think that it's as good. Is it as good as a game that I played one session of? I don't don't think so. Holy shit, man. I mean, what can I say here? What can I say here? I was in the midst of just... I was in the midst of just crippling WoW addiction. Playing hardcore WoW on stream. If you were there, you know how it went. I'm playing WoW. I'm grinding on my mage in Arathi Highlands. Nintendo Direct comes on. I pull it up on the screen. I'm watching it. I said the words out loud. Is that clip even out there? Of like me finding out that Silksong was coming? I'll have to find it and post it someday. But come on. I said if it's announced, if we get a date, I'm logging off this game right now and we're playing Hollow Knight. And the rest is history. I did indeed log out of WoW immediately and start playing Hollow Knight. That did happen. And it was over. I was so excited for Silksong. The hype that I had in my heart was unreal. And I might sound like a bit of a cringer. I might be sounding like a glazer. But dog, it went above and beyond. Above and beyond every expectation that I could have possibly had. The art, the music, the combat, the story, the vibes. I'm not going to talk about how doing it on Steel Soul made me feel like a little bitch baby who's never played a video game in his life, as if I had just come out of the cloaca and then you put a controller into my hands and said, hey, you're going to play Silksong Steel Soul, and that was what I displayed on screen. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about the fact that I was literally in my chair sobbing when we hit the ending sequences. The build-up, the map, the scale. Incredible game. Incredible game. And one that I'm very much looking forward to playing for a second time in 8 years because the game is too goddamn big. Next game. Ooh. Oh my god, the back-to-back. The back-to-back. I'm using my one veto and I'm spinning again. I don't want to do that one yet. I'm spinning again. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? It's my stream. Chronos. Silksong is like video games in the 2000s, but miles better and without the hardware limitation. I think it's just, it's like a game that the developers put a bunch of work into, and it was really good of them to do that because they didn't have to deal with a bunch of bullshit that we've somehow introduced into gaming in 2025. Anyway, Chronos. What's the second part of that title? I think it's like New Dawn. The New Dawn. Yes. Now, I really enjoyed this game, to be honest. I'll put a little picture on it. It was this one. For people who might not remember. It was this one. The vibes of it, once again, I keep on saying vibes, but like it's got a great synthwave soundtrack. I think it looks beautiful. It's got a gritty griminess to it that I really love. And I think the only point that I don't really care for is like the actual narrative of the game. But if you play I was gonna say, if you're playing survival horror, do you even really care too much about the story? But there is other survival horror games on this list right now that do have a better story. That do nail it. But aesthetically, conceptually, like the idea in Chronos where it's like we're going into the past and like actually taking what is essentially ghosts from the past and taking them with us to get like powers, and they like can get in your head and like all this shit. I find that very fun and very interesting. So I do think that it wouldn't be a situation where I wouldn't recommend to somebody to play this game. I'll definitely say that. So, is it better than Ball Pit? Yes. Is it better than Warhammer Rogue Trader? Yes. I think so. Let me think about it. Once again, I have to give like the stipulation that the Warhammer Rogue Trader entry is also kind of like encompassing a little bit of just my interest in Warhammer in general. And I feel like that's kind of unfair on a game merit basis. Basically, I think that Warhammer is going to place lower, and I think it's unfair to Warhammer to put it lower. But in the fairness to other games, I didn't play much of Warhammer Rogue Trader, so I don't know where it actually goes. It could be a real stinker by the end of it. So I'm going to say that Chronos is better than Warhammer Rogue Trader, but not better than Nine Souls. And that's my final answer. Game. Deadlock. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to queue with you again. That man is in the center lane peeking. Spent 45 minutes in this match losing. What a good game. What a good game. This is getting scary. I guess it is kind of fitting, though, because Deadlock is a game for masochists and, honestly, hot people. I think that only hot people play Deadlock. You feel me? I'm going to keep it a buck with you. I really fuck heavy with Deadlock. I haven't played it in a while, but I think it's a very, very solid MOBA, to be honest. It has Valve backing, which means they have pretty much infinite time and money to pour into the goddamn thing. Apparently, I haven't seen it myself, but they're putting in new game modes. They're putting in, like, more changes to the map. Like, they're constantly reiterating on this thing. And I think that for a game like that to be so on point when it comes to making changes, balancing whatever, not only in a character level, but also a map design like aspect, I think you got to give it props for that. I will say, Mina, the vampire, holy moly. It might as well go above Nine Souls just for that, but we're gonna do this right. Okay, we're gonna do it correctly. Like I said, I haven't played it in a while. I don't know how the game is now, but I do know the last I played was when they did that first like lobby update and like all that kind of stuff, and it was a good update. So I'm going off of how I felt in that moment, in that time period. Is it better than Ball Pit? Yes. Is it better than Warhammer Rogue Trader? Yes. Is it better than Chronos the New Dawn? Yes. Is it better than Nine Souls? Yes. I think that it is. Is it better than Hades 2? In my opinion, is it better than Hades 2? Yes. I think that my degenerate, masochistic soul does enjoy Deadlock. Oh my god. Hades 2 is like such a crazy roadblock. Like, it really is like the gatekeeper to the top 10. Like, it's a really, really strong gatekeeper, to be honest. Oh. Bro, imagine I put Deadlock above Hades 2. People are gonna lose their shit. I'm trying to let that affect my decision. Hades 2 has such good music, man. That's what I'm thinking of now, is the music in Hades 2. Like that second boss fight with the sirens. Ooh. It's super good. I think the margin is razor thin, man. I think the margin is razor thin, but I think it goes below Hades 2. Our new number 11, Deadlock. That's a good spot for it, man. And I think, like I said, I hyper enjoy a good MOBA. It's one of my flaws, man. I can't help it. It's one of the things that makes me toss and turn, and I know I'm going to hell for it. But I just can't help it. You feel me? This is a pretty solid list so far, I feel. I feel like I'm doing pretty good here. You know? Spin it again. Arc Raiders. Arc Raiders. Now, this is a good game. I just played it 2 nights ago. actually, with my roommate. Truth be told, I was in that shit 2 days ago. Arc Raiders, I think, is a very solid game. I think it's a really, really solid game, actually. I think it's got chutzpah. The guns feel nice. The PvP feels good. This is an extraction shooter. Yes, it is. The enemies, I think, like the NPC or like the PvE elements of it are really good. The robots are a real threat to you, and I like that. I actually brought that up to my roommate when we were playing it, where it's like in Dark and Darker, when you're doing the PvE elements, yes, it's difficult when it comes to like the bosses and shit like that. As far as like, but people make it look like super fucking easy, but I'm just a moron. Once you learn all the PvP shit, or PvE shit rather, that aspect of the game kind of goes away. It's no longer like a super mega threat. You still have to like respect them, but as far as like them killing you, like, I feel like it's pretty difficult to get killed by a fucking skeleton in Dark and Darker. Unless you're like fucking fresh new. You know what I mean? Exactly. They'll fuck your escape by just being in the doorway, or you'll have like a moment where you turn around and there just happens to be like 4 skeletons right there and you can't get out because, yes, they're body blocking you. That's when it becomes an issue. But like degular, just playing the fucking game, the PvE is nothing. Except for bosses, and that's a me thing, because I know Mushroom is going to be like, those bosses are easy as fuck, but we're different levels of gamer here, okay? That's the beautiful thing. Everybody has their own experiences. You know what I'm saying? So where does Arc Raiders actually go? The soundtrack is also super good, in my opinion. In my opinion. It's above Ball Pit, it's above Warhammer, it's above Chronos. I feel like the more I push down 9 Souls, the more it makes it seem like I didn't really enjoy that game, and I did really enjoy that game. You feel me? And like Arc Raiders like scratches the itch, where it's just like, I'm gonna get in this bitch and just start grinding some stuff, you know? But at the same time, I feel like, I don't know, I didn't do a whole lot of blueprint hunting. I didn't do a whole lot of like going after the queen and things like that. So if there was a quote-unquote end game to Arc Raiders, I would say that I was pretty removed from it. And I don't know how much that would paint my perception of the actual game. But the idea of like farming for blueprints kind of kills me. You feel me? It kind of kills it for me. And I'm not even going to get into the whole like, oh, some players are like the community attitude towards like just playing fucking PvP and things like that. I'm not even gonna talk about that aspect of it. They buffed the blueprint drop rate. Okay, I saw that they're doing like patches and stuff like that, but we have to go off of like what I experienced in the game. I think it's above Chronos, like I said. I think this is hard. This is hard. I'm really racking my brain here. 9 Souls made me cry. This is gonna be controversial. This is gonna be controversial. I think it goes below 9 Souls. I think for me personally, it goes below 9 Souls. Arc Raiders. Arc Raiders, number 13. That's not even a bad spot, dude. Look at these contenders you're pushed up against. You're pushed up against... You have to get through the fucking wall here. 9 Souls, Deadlock into Hades 2. That's a fucking crazy back-to-back boss battle. You feel me? That's a crazy list already. Moving on. I don't want all the goopers to raid my chat right now and fucking start sending me death threats. Let's move on. Let's move on. Now this is one that I knew where I was going to place it before I even started doing this fucking stream. This is a low ranking game. Unfortunately. I wanted to like it. I wanted it to be so much better than it actually was. And it never quite got there. I feel like they introduced interesting concepts. I'm not even talking about how it's like kind of janky, because that part didn't even bother me. The movement and whatnot was completely fine. But I think that like the narrative really fell flat for me. And they kind of like, you know, teased my button a little bit when they put you in the sewers in that game. And you had this like weird, like, when I turn around, we're changing location. I wanted more shit like that. But it's like in the game, you get to that part, and then like 40 minutes later, the game is over. And that really did like, it left me with like not a sour taste, but I didn't feel satisfied by it. That's 100%. I did not feel satisfied by it. So it has to sit pretty low. I did not enjoy it more than Ball Pit. It's at the very bottom. The very, very bottom. Number 17, Hollow Body. Get it out of here. We're getting to like the killers. We're really getting down here. These are some good-ass games. Clair Obscur. Dim. Dum. 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 Is it better than Silk Song? I don't know. Okay. Listen. This is pretty fucking easy. It goes straight up to top 10. That's not even a fucking question. Straight up. Hades 2. Is it better than Hades 2? Yes. Is it better than Fear and Hunger? Yes. I think so. Is it better than Silk Song? This is where it gets difficult. This is truly where it gets difficult. Because Silk Song is like part of my spirit. But Clair Obscur is such a fucking banger of a goddamn game. To the point where I would even say, it's like, there's a level of, I feel like Expedition 33 is so good in the genre that it's in. It does so much with its systems and like how it feels to play that I honestly feel like it's an industry-wide like shock to the system on the level of like Baldur's Gate 3 with CRPGs. I truly think that they've taken what I've wanted to like see in a turn. Like, listen, my biggest problem with Final Fantasy nowadays is that they are fully committing to the action bit, and I don't like it. It doesn't hit for me. Not that I don't like action games. They're not my favorite. But it's just like, when I think of Final Fantasy, I'm thinking about turn-based, and I'm thinking about the strategy aspect of it on top of a beautiful story and things like that. And for me personally, Final Fantasy like has not been that. Now, I've been told that I need to play Final Fantasy 16 and actually beat it and play through the whole thing. I haven't done it. But there's so much like bloat in these like newer Final Fantasy games. I'm talking 16 where they say, oh, don't do 80%, 90% of the side quests because they all give you nothing and the stories are not interesting. That's so fucked up. That's so fucked up. In my mind, the perfect Final Fantasy game is probably 10. They don't throw any side quests at you, and the ones that they do throw at you reward you with the ultimate weapons in the goddamn game. Are they a pain in the ass? Yes. Yes, they are. Basically, what I'm getting at is I feel like Clair Obscur is the Final Fantasy game that I've wanted for so goddamn long. And it executed it flawlessly. It won every fucking award it could have possibly won. Every single aspect of it was unanimously praised. Except for maybe like the fucking like, there's the whole AI debacle and things like that, which people fall on either side of the issue when it comes to that. But in general, it's such a fucking banger, man. So there's this bit that I'm now confronted with when it comes to putting it either above or below Silk Song, where it's like technicality and like how the actual game is, mechanic wise, and all that kind of stuff, music wise, story wise, every aspect of E33 is like literally Perfect. Perfect. Silk Song, to me, as a person who loved Hollow Knight, someone who is super excited for Silk Song, is also perfect. But it's like, which one do I value more, I guess? You know? Which one do I value more? And I'm struggling. I'm struggling. Did I enjoy it more than Silk Song? I don't think I did. I don't think that I enjoyed E33 as much as Silk Song, but I literally cannot stress enough that I think that E33 is a perfect fucking game. It's a perfect game. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I'm a Silk Song glazer, bro. I literally cannot help it. But I sat there playing Silk Song with a smile on my face from like beginning to end. I had to reevaluate. What are you referencing? What are you referencing with that? Are you talking about just E33 just like fucking... That's the thing too. That's just me though, when it comes to like story revelations. If I get hit with like something fucking crazy, like E33 has, I gotta take a day to think about it. I gotta take a day to think about it, man. That did happen. Where it's like Act 2 ended and I said, I'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll talk about this tomorrow. Holy shit. And that's what I'm saying. It's so difficult, bro. It's so difficult. This is gonna be a point of contention for sure. But to me personally, Silk Song goes to 7. And Expedition 33 sits at like the most razor fucking thin. So thin, that gap between 7 and 8. And I'm gonna go ahead and also say, like, just kind of adding on to the whole, like, Expedition 33 is the Final Fantasy game that I've always wanted. Claire Obscure could literally just be the new Final Fantasy : whatever. It literally could be that. Oh my god, dude. What an immaculate experience. But it comes down to personal enjoyment. It has to. It has to. I can't speak on like technical shit and like reviewing and like structure and like all that shit. It's personal. Silent Hill F. Oh, this is a tough one. That's honestly, I feel you. And I feel like the thing is like I said, it's a question of the perfect product versus like this is like literally a part of me when it comes to Silk Song. Like that's the difference. I don't know how else to explain the difference, but like I am a fucking Hollow Knight glazer, buddy. And Silk Song is just right up there as well. It has to be. It's even better, you know? I get if people are upset about it, I understand, but it's my list. It's my list. But making that comparison, Last of Us 1, like, it really does feel like that level of, like, holy fucking shit, dude. Last of Us 1, like, blew my fucking mind. And what's so crazy, this is off topic, but, like, it was that year, we got GTA 5, BioShock Infinite, and Last of Us 1. And it hit at the perfect age. Like, literally, BioShock Infinite is like, I'm 14, and this is deep. This is deep. I'm 14, and this is deep. I'm playing BioShock Infinite right now. So just like looking back on that, because I still think that GTA 5's story holds up pretty well, and Last of Us 1 is obviously fucking Last of Us 1. But to think back on that time period and be like, dude, these 3 amazing stories in gaming is so sick. To then look back and be like, that game is actually dog shit. BioShock Infinite. Holy. Silent Hill F. My first fully played Silent Hill game. I played a lot of it. We went through all the different endings, except for one. We saw every bit. Overpriced, I would say, is, in my opinion, true. It is a AAA game, quote unquote. So, I mean, I understand the price point. But for me, it's one of those things where it's like, I think that I was just a little bit too stupid to fully understand, like, the nuances of every single thing that was going on in that game. I don't think that I can confidently say that it had a bad story, because I don't think so. And I don't think that I can be like in the group of Silent Hill fans who are like, this isn't really a Silent Hill game. You know what I mean? I did enjoy it, but I don't think that I like loved it. You know what I mean? I don't think that I loved it. And I know that there's a lot of people who do enjoy Silent Hill that say the opposite. I guess it's just something that I'll have to come back to eventually one day. You know? It's more of a situation where it's like, I played it, I'm like, that was good. And then when I hear about what it was doing and like what it was saying, I'm like, yeah, that's good. But it's not moving me. It's not moving me. Do I enjoy it more than Hollow Body? Yes. Did I enjoy it more than Ball Pit? Yes. Did I enjoy it more than Warhammer Rogue Trader? This entry is like I said, it's super fucking weird. It's super weird. I shouldn't have put it on here, but it's here now, so we have to make do. It kind of throws things off a little bit. I enjoyed it more than Rogue Trader. Did I enjoy it more than Chronos: The New Dawn? Survival horror side by side, comparing it in that regard, I think I enjoyed Chronos more. I think that I enjoyed Chronos more. So it is going to be our new number 15. Number 15 on the list, Silent Hill F. Not bad. Not a bad place for it by any means, in my opinion. It could be a lot worse. But yeah, that whole time period was fucking gnarly. Maybe I was in Maryland, or I don't know. Maybe I was. Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight. Now, I'm going to go ahead and make a stipulation on this one. I had played, that was like my third playthrough of Hollow Knight in general. So I think that the main focus on this entry should be Hollow Knight, the Pantheons, in my opinion. And like the journey to get Absolute Radiance down for the first time. I think that that is the right way to do this one. Do I enjoy it more than Hollow Body? Of course. Ball Pit? Yes. Warhammer? Yes. Silent Hill F? Yes. Chronos: The New Dawn? Yes. Arc Raiders? Yes. Nine Souls? Yes. Deadlock? Yes. Hades 2? Yes. Fear and Hunger? This is the thing too. This is gonna sound, I don't want to sound like pretentious, but I want to keep it a buck. When I did Pantheon 5, that was like the most viewership that I've ever had with a game. I think that Fear and Hunger might come in a close second, but P5 and that whole journey was like such an experience for me, especially with like streaming it and stuff like that. It was wild. So when it comes to these two games, like I said, P5, Fear and Hunger, there's also the added aspect of like, for my stream, I think it was like kind of a game changer with those two entries. You feel me? With Fear and Hunger versus Hollow Knight Pantheon 5, it's so hard to quantify these two things. They're both excruciatingly difficult challenges. They both take up so much of your mental capacity. There's just so much happening in both entries. I think that my heart is telling me that it goes at number 9. I think my heart is telling me that it goes to number 9, Hollow Knight P5. And I think that is very mature of me, to be honest. To be honest, I think that that's very brave of me personally. The fight with Sly is really good. I think the biggest, craziest thing that it asks you to do is the fucking vampire guy. I can't remember his name. Nightmare King Grim. NKG. NKG into Pure Vessel into Absolute Radiance. That is a crazy 3-piece combo right there. And that's after you've already fought Zote. And he's a pain in the ass too. P5 is our new number 9. That is not bad at all, dude. That is not even a bad fucking spot for it to be. Holy shit. I'm so good at this. I'm so good at this. Into the next one. Remove. We're getting down here. We're getting down here. That's another part of Hollow Knight in general as like as a title. Man, that shit, it is so crazy how good it is and how much it costs. Because it's been cheap forever. I think the max price it's ever been has been $15, which is wild. Dark Cloud. Now, this is a game from my childhood. This is like core memory shit. You feel me? It was a revisit. I'd played it before. I'd never beaten it, but I played it before. I had a really good time grinding weapons. I think that the game itself, kinda jank. Not in a bad way, but kinda jank. I can see why it's not like a hyper popular title for games from that time period. I think that it has a following. I think people do enjoy it, but I don't think that it's like a fucking Ratchet and Clank, a Jak and Daxter, you know? Not that that really paints how I'm gonna place it on this list, but this is just the preamble. You feel me? I love the dungeons. It was like probably what actually got me hooked on the idea of dungeon crawling in general. I love the town building and the management system. And I think just like when I go back to it as a grown man, it all just feels kind of very basic. You know what I mean? Not in a bad way, but it doesn't have a whole lot of like depth. The most like in-depth system that you're gonna have in that game is gonna be like the weapon system and stuff like that. And it's a good system. It's just that's all you're getting, you know? The fishing is cool, etc., etc. There's a lot of good pieces to it, but it's more like an appetizer than an entree. If we're gonna put it that way. It's like a really good like triple dipper tray from Applebee's, where it's like, oh, we got a little bit of everything. This is tasty. I'm having such a good time trying all these different things. That's how I feel about it. Is it better than Hollow Body? Without a doubt, yes. Ball Pit is kind of in the same situation, to be honest. It's kind of in the same situation. Like, I think that the gameplay of Ball Pit is interesting and like kind of in depth when it comes to like how you can manipulate things. Maybe not. Like the different combinations and things like that. It kind of wants you to break the game in a way. But I'm thinking like the town management system really isn't that complicated. Even though every single time I watch a streamer play that fucking game, their town is always terrible. It's like you guys don't know how to place a building to save your life. And I think that the reason I'm so good at Ball Pit is because I played Dark Cloud back in the day. Ball Pit, man. I think that Dark Cloud's going to be low. I definitely don't think it gets past like Chronos the New Dawn, and especially not Arc Raiders. So the max it could possibly be is 14, but I don't even think that it goes there. I think it does sit down here, which I think is kind of a disservice to the game itself. But I think that when we get through all the other entries, I think it'll mellow out kind of nicely, in my opinion. In my opinion. I think that it goes... The question is, does it go above or below Ball Pit? I think it goes below Ball Pit. I think it goes below Ball Pit. That's the thing, is like, these are all really good games for the most part. The only one that I would say is a bad game on this list right now is Hollow Body. That's the only one that I would say is like maybe a bad game that I wouldn't recommend to somebody. But everything else on this list so far, I'd have no problem saying that somebody should play this game. There's nothing above 6 yet. We're filling out the list entry by entry. So we haven't had anything above Silksong yet. Maybe we will. Maybe we won't. Who knows? I certainly don't. I tried my best to like not build bias in my head. I tried my best to keep it, we'll figure it out on stream through a healthy dialogue. And we'll do it that way. We're getting down to the last bits though. We're getting down here. X Anima. We played this for, what was it, 1 stream or 2? I can't remember. For 1. I played 1 stream of it. But it was a pretty good touch, to be honest. It was a pretty good look-see into that shit. So I'm not even mad about it. X Anima, pretty good. I like the systems that they have going. Somebody commented on my stream and said that I guess the guy who makes it is like completely silent and isn't updating the game at all. So that kind of sucks. But I mean, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I don't think that that's going to make it to where like I feel a certain way about it, as far as like ranking it lower or higher based on that information. Does that make me a bad person? I don't think so. I don't think it does. Do I think it's better than Hollow Body? Yes. Of course. Of course I do. Hollow Body is a bad game, in my opinion. I think that it sits at 19, X Anima. because I didn't enjoy it more than I enjoyed playing Dark Cloud. And that's just me keeping it a buck. You know what I mean? It's a solid game. I think that the concept is interesting. I think the combat is fun and like weird and janky and goofy. And I can get behind that. But I don't think it goes above Dark Cloud. I think that'd be crazy to say that it does. Okay? That's pretty easy. Ooh. All right, I've waited long enough. Now we are on to what I think is probably the hardest game it's going to be put on this fucking list. I think that I have to make it clear that right off the rip, Look Outside goes straight up to top 10 contender. I'm sorry, it does. I haven't thought about it in a little bit. I've been playing other shit. We played it early in the year. These are all true things that happened. But Look Outside, if Silksong hadn't dropped, if E33 hadn't dropped, it'd probably be my game of the year. Let me tell you why. I love an unexplainable threat. I love a force that is so powerful. I'm really into cosmic horror is what I'm about to explain in a long way. I love a force that is so big that you couldn't possibly do anything against it, and that you're just completely at its mercy. And then to have that be the case, and you're just a guy trying to get through it. You know what I mean? Seeing how the Visitor affects every single person differently, seeing how it affects you as a character, playing video games on your couch, getting a roach in a trench coat to be your party member. Now, did I have a very rough first run? Yes. I got completely dicked by RNG. That's not my fault. I can't do anything about that. Okay? What I will say is that I also love that in the midst of this cosmic threat that we're dealing with, the Visitor, there's this level of like, there's a hope in our hearts, and we're still gonna try anyway. It's kind of like E33 in that way. I've been moved to tears by a lot of games this year, to be honest. Silksong, E33, fucking Fear and Hunger, for different reasons. But I've been moved to tears many times, including Look Outside. Spoilers for Look Outside. I'm gonna count down from 5. Come back in a minute if you don't want to hear this. 5, 4, 3. Come back in 2 minutes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The moment that you step out of the goddamn apartment complex and onto the roof, and you see what it looks like outside, when you are looking outside and Look Outside, that moment is quite literally, like maybe, if not my favorite moment in a game this year, like it's fucking up there. Like it's too incredible. The music, the visuals, the culmination of like you're spending all this time thinking that you're gonna have some sort of solution to this thing, and you walk out and you're like, we are fucked. There's no coming back from this. You know, there is no coming back from what is happening with this fucking guy. The Visitor has done all of it. Then you walk through, you go to the top, you get your ritual shit, you summon them, you have a full conversation. The fucking bit where the 4 wizards or whatever have like fused together and they give you a chance to like ask questions, and you're like literally having a conversation with what might as well be God in front of you, but it's God from like a human standpoint and like what their perception is. There's some sort of like, they're still who they are as a human, but they've been given like this small piece of what godhood would feel like and what it would be. And like that conversation is so goddamn interesting. And then to go up and actually see the Visitor in the flesh, find out that it's completely without malice. It is quite literally just this thing that's floated through space for however fucking long and just happened to notice something in the distance. And this is what resulted from it. That is so, I'm like, that is such a fucking banger. That is such a banger. And then the final bit, there's just so many moments in this goddamn thing. The very, very end where it's like, oh, we're gonna zoom out and show you what this thing looks like. Mwah, mwah, perfection, perfection. So it has to go to top 10. Look Outside is like legitimately like, if Silksong is a game that's like part of my spirit, if Clair Obscur is a game that's like, this is a perfect fucking package, then Look Outside is like, this is the hyper-specific niche that completely critical strikes me in particular. And it does all of that immaculately. It's an incredible game for me. So it goes straight to top 10. It goes past Hades 2. It goes past Hollow Knight P5. It goes past Fear and Hunger. Ah, dude. I feel like the top 3, if it plays out how I think it is, we'll talk about it later. I think that it has to be number 7. As of right now, it has to be number 7. I think it's going to go up as we fill in more spots, but this is where it sits for right now. I might change it. I don't know, though. It's so fucking hard, man. It really is hard. Boom. You know what's funny? Is I said I didn't want to fucking type out every single number, and that is exactly what's going to happen when the list gets finalized. I will have to fucking do every single one and put them in the right spot. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, we're good. That's the correct order. Every number is accounted for. Jeez Louise, man. I could gush about Look Outside for a while, man. It's too fucking good. And the thing is, too, they've updated. I'm going to hide this for right now. I don't want to see what that is yet. The thing is, too, they've added so much to Look Outside that I really only played, like, a piece of it. I have not experienced the full thing either. So I think that at some point we are going to go back. I know for a fact, actually, we're going to go back to it eventually. And we will try to do, like, literally everything in that fucking game. And we'll go from there. We've already gotten, like, I've already 100%ed Silk Song. There's no way I'm going to go through. I mean, there's still shit that I could see in Expedition 33, to be honest. Like, fighting Simon and shit. I haven't done that. So there's shit up here that we could still go back to that would add that, even though I haven't experienced, it still sits in these spots. Boom. Okay. Boy, oh boy. Now, those are the really fucking hard ones that we've gotten through now. So what's the game next? WoW. Wow. Literally WoW. Hardcore WoW. Now, once again, this has been a big year for games that were just like really me bearing my soul to everybody here, you know? This is really me bearing my soul to you guys. It's kind of impressive how often it happened this year. Silk Song, Look Outside, Fear and Hunger, Hollow Knight P5, Dark Cloud. These games are just really part of my being, but there is quite literally no game that has shaped me, molded me, made me into the man I am today like World of Warcraft. At the age of 10 years old, which was like 40 years ago, World of Warcraft came out and it like immediately grabbed my attention. At that point, I had played dungeon crawler games. I was obviously very into fantasy. I would sit there and look at like computer, like PC game boxes, look at all the art, look at the manuals, just absorb as much as I could about games that I'd never played, but I would just appreciate the aesthetic purely and like the terminology and things like that. Loved it. Once World of Warcraft hit my fucking bloodstream, dude, it has stayed there. It is like never left. It is like integrated into my DNA at this point. I always come back to World of Warcraft. Always. I'm playing it right now off stream. Like, what the fuck? Still, 20 years later. And then you add hardcore to it, which is this like brand new, fresh perspective. Had I played hardcore before? Yes. But not in an official capacity, not with like a community around it. The experience of like watching OnlyFans while we're playing, that whole era was immaculate. I loved every piece of it, and I still do, and I will always go back. So once again, this is a game that pushes its way into the top 10, I think automatically. I think automatically it goes to the top 10. Is it better than Hades 2? In my opinion, yes. Is it better than Hollow Knight P5? In my opinion, yes. Is it better than Fear and Hunger? Yes. Look Outside? Look at this wall we have here. Look Outside, Clair Obscur, Silk Song, bro. There's no topping it. It feels insurmountable. It quite literally is NKG into Pure Vessel into Absolute Radiance. Literally, actually. Like, even aesthetic-wise, Nightmare King Grim, what is he? A fucking spooky vampire. Look Outside is a spooky-ass game. Pure Vessel, the perfect encapsulation of what the Pale King wanted the Hollow Knight to be. Just like Clair Obscur is for Final Fantasy. And then Absolute Radiance. The light that takes over the minds of all denizens and corrupts them from the inside. R/Silk Song. I mean, I don't think it gets any more perfect than that, actually. I stumbled into that bit. Oh my, I'm so good at this shit. Oh my god. I don't think it goes above Look Outside. I think that it stays right below, truth be told. Because, like, I would recommend Look Outside to anybody. Clair Obscur, obviously. Silk Song, obviously. The WoW shit is for me. It's for me, but it is very important to me. No lie. But once again, these are incredible titles that we're dealing with here. These are incredible titles that we're dealing with here. There's no wrong answers. Every single one of these in the top 10 could be a number 1 for someone. Easily. Hardcore WoW is our number 7 for now. For now. It could change. It could change. You never know. You never know. All right, next. Signalis. I'll tell you what, too. I really fucking love Signalis. That was a great game. And it like buried its way into my brain, much like the King in Yellow, which is always fucking referenced in that goddamn game. It's immaculate. I love the art style. I thought the narrative was very interesting, dealing with robots who are like gaining sentience in a sense, and like it drives them to madness. The idea of like the corporate overlords like breathing down your neck and just like throwing you into the meat grinder. The different ways that people have suffered as a result of their like becoming, essentially. Maybe I'm not fully understanding the game. I don't know. Might be missing out on some stuff. I know there's like some human people, whatever. I love the puzzles. It wasn't too difficult. It's got that nice, classic survival horror feel. I think it's a very, very, very solid product. Very. Better than Hollow Body, better than Ex Anima, better than Dark Cloud, better than Ball Pit, better than Warhammer, better than Silent Hill, better than Chronos, Arc Raiders, Nine Souls, Deadlock. Do I think that Signalis is better than Hades 2? Do I even think it's better than Deadlock? I definitely think it's better than Nine Souls. Ooh, see, it's getting kind of fucking wonky in this bitch. It's kind of getting wonky in this bitch. I don't know if I can confidently say that I like it more than Deadlock. I don't know why that's sticking with me. I definitely don't think it's better than Hades 2. From a package perspective. But do I? I think that wherever it goes at this point is like a respectable place for it to be. Truth be told. Honestly, in that section, it's all killers up here for me, personally. Kind of the whole thing. Until it gets down to like, did I cry during... Oh, man. I cry during Deadlock, too. Just for different reasons. I cry in Deadlock the same reason I cry during Fear and Hunger. It's just pain. It's just pain. And it really did, like, grab my mind and my brain. And I was so obsessed with, like, picking out little details in Signalis. I think you're right. I think you're right. But do I think it's better than Hades 2 is the next point. Sorry, did I enjoy it more than I enjoyed Hades 2? I think that I have to go with my gut, and my gut is telling me that I did enjoy it more. It's telling me that I did enjoy Signalis more than Hades 2. But right now, Signalis is our new number 9. Boom. Signalis, done. We're looking at Post-Trauma, Dark and Darker, and Arc Knights. And Arc Knights. Boom. It's going to be Arc Knights first. Arc Knights is the next one. My fucking headset, one sec. Okay. We're back. My headset was stuck under my chair. My fault. Arc Knights. Arc Knights is a very weird entry to have in this bitch, but I have played it on stream. It is a gacha game, and I'm just gonna say, you could say what you want. I've also got to piss like a motherfucker. So I want you to listen to this song, and then we're gonna come back and I'm gonna rank Arc Knights. This is from Arc Knights, by the way. Give me just a minute. I just shit my pants. I'm gonna put a song on and go change my underwear. This shit is so gnarly, by the way. This song is crazy. This song is actually nuts. Ay, ay, ay. So yeah, Arknights is a... Here we go. Arknights is a very interesting game. Is that a character? Stultifera? Arknights is a weird game, because I played the shit out of it for a little bit. I haven't been opening it up recently. I haven't played it in a little bit, but I do think it deserves to go up at least past 16. I think it should be 16, to be honest. And the only reason I'm saying that is because I've only done a little bit of like the beginning of the stories and stuff like that. I haven't really hit banger shit. Although the event that this song is from is probably that banger shit, to be honest. I would say that the story of that does give me hope that there's a lot of shit in the game that's like really fucking good. If I'm being honest. Okay? So I think it goes into... I think it's our new number 14. I think it's 14, in my opinion. I think it's better than Hollow Body. I think it's better than Dark Cloud. I think it's better than Ball Pit. I think it's better than Warhammer Rogue Trader. And I think it's better than Silent Hill F in terms of enjoyment that I had playing it. And I think it's better than Chronos in that regard. This is kind of a little bit of a... It's kind of a little bit of a... with the stipulation that I have a lot of hope for the other stuff in that game. You feel me? Spidey, do you really think my tier list is a banger? Are you being for real? Arknight character looks-wise tier list? No, but I am thinking about doing R34, where you have to guess which character has more porn drawn of them. I am thinking about doing that. Would that be a good bit? I mean, I could still do like a looks tier list of every character, even without knowing who the character is, I suppose. But you have to tell me if they're a 12-year-old. You have to tell me in the chat. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Arknights, number 14. Number 14, Arknights. Boom. Oh my god, dude. That's why you said banger tier list. Guys, you can't give me stream directions ironically, dude. That's gonna be in the video, goddammit. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm gonna be like that dude from All You Need Is Kill. Let me find the post. Don't clip it. No, don't clip it. Where the fuck is it? I can't find it. Whatever. No, I think I put it in the fucking Discord, actually. Me, when the screen is still up, and I don't know it. Boom! Blam! That's a crazy panel. Generational aura fumble? Nah. I've had way worse aura fumbles. Ay. I was really hoping I can get through the whole stream and not have, like, a foible like that. But I guess there's just no escaping it. There's no escaping it. Boom. Post-trauma or Dark and Darker first? Which one is it? Post-trauma. And then Dark and Darker. Post-trauma, I thought was a decent game. I thought it was fun. I thought the puzzles were good. But I think it falls in the same category as Hollow Body, where it's like, it felt like the basis of an idea kind of extrapolated into a full game. Now, the puzzles were good, like I said. And like some of the mysteries were good. The ending, I was kind of like, eh. I thought it was a little bit too unclear as to what was going on. I could have used a little bit more clarity about that. But I guess that's just my own dumbass inability to see anything right in front of me type shit. So it is what it is. Okay? I'm not going to beat myself up about it. All right? But let's be real. Did I enjoy it more than Hollow Body? Yes. Did I enjoy it more than Ex Anima? Yes. I would say that I enjoyed it more than Dark Cloud even, but I would not say that I enjoyed it more than Ball Pit. So that puts Post-Trauma right here. I'm going to do all the numbers in a second because we only have one game left to rank. And how fitting that it happens to be this one. Dark and Darker. The one that I built my fucking channel on to begin with. The game that started it all. For Cool Ice. It's like seeing an old friend you haven't seen in years. It's like seeing your cousin after they just got out of prison. It's like seeing your grandma on Christmas and she says something that you don't want to hear her say. It's kind of like that. That's an easy number 21. We have to go off of enjoyment. How much did I enjoy Dark and Darker? It's like seeing your cousin who should be in prison. Mushroom, this is feeling personal. I feel like you're letting your emotions cloud your vision when it comes to accurately placing Dark and Darker on the list. Roll the clip. How much did I enjoy Dark and Darker? Quite a bit. I would say that I got in, had a great time, and I got out before it got real bad over there. You feel me? But I mean, what can I say, dude? It's a great dungeon crawler. It was a great dungeon crawler. I think that people who play it are probably still having a pretty good time. But if you're like super serious about it and you want to see the game like do what's good for the game, you're going to be left with a lot of disappointment. I think. You got to post it. I don't keep that clip on hand. Oh my god, dude. Can you imagine? I could have blown up so fucking hard if I had posted that fucking Druid clip. If only I was making shorts then. That would have been an all-time banger in the Dark and Darker community. All right, let's keep it a buck. Did I enjoy it more than Hollow Body? Yes. Did I enjoy it more than Ex Anima? Yes. Did I enjoy it more than Dark Cloud? Yes. Post Trauma, yes. Ball Pit, yes. Warhammer, yes. Silent Hill, yes. Chronos: The New Dawn. Yes. Did I enjoy it more than Arc Knights? Yes. Did I enjoy it more than Arc Raiders? Did I enjoy it more than Arc Raiders? Let me get the right music for this. Did I enjoy it more than Arc Raiders? Truth bullets. Loaded up. I'm pressing triangle. I'm charging up as much as I possibly can. Ooh, the bar is filling up. The name of the bullet, Dark and Darker. The statement that must be blown away. Arc Raiders. Ooh, I'm gonna press triangle and shoot the bullet. Will it bounce off? Ooh, I press it. I think that if I'm being real, I do enjoy Dark and Darker more than Arc Raiders. Because it's a dungeon crawler, buddy. I had so much fun playing that shit. I can't let the opinions of the masses affect the integrity of the list. I have to talk about my enjoyment. My enjoyment. Now we're having, this is like actually like Danganronpa, bro. We're actually having a debate. But it was a really cool dungeon. The dungeon was so cool. And there was 3 of them. Well, 2 of them. Ice Cave doesn't count. I'm pressing the button. Poof. Wow, wow, wow. The bullet bounces off the statement. It's ineffective. My influence has taken damage. I have to think about this differently. There has to be a way. There has to be a contradiction in what he's saying. Oh, I didn't play it during prime time. That's the difference. I have to have something that can cut through this contradiction. Ooh. When I was playing Dark and Darker, it was like my favorite game ever. I saw it, and at a first glance, I said, I must play this. And upon picking it up, I said, this game is incredible. This game is actually amazing. And again, we have to remove the fact that SDF is an actual moron. We have to remove the fact that SDF is an actual criminal who stole trade secrets to make it. We have to ignore that. Think about when you first booted the game and how you felt and what made you want to put so much time into it and what made you want to keep on playing. These are the emotions that we must pay attention to. I was bawling in Arena, by the way. I was bawling in Arena. I knew this was going to be such a fucking... The last one. How fitting. How fitting. I was bawling in Arena, yes. Of course I was. I had many kills. Many kills. They said, some people are saying they're the best kills they ever saw. That's all I did. I won so much that I was tired of winning type shit. It's like if my heart says to put Dark and Darker above Arc Raiders, and I don't, because I know it's gonna make people mad, then that ruins the integrity of the list. Then what are we here for? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? We have to honor it. And for that reason alone, I think Dark and Darker goes above Arc Raiders. I think it goes above 9 Souls. Do I think it's better than Deadlock? We could revisit the list at some point, maybe. And I also think this is gonna be a nice definitive moment where later on I could play more Arc Raiders and be like, oh, my placement on that list was kind of fucked up. But for now, it has its place right below Deadlock. Ooh. Oh. Whoa. What the fuck was that? What was that? I kind of am interested in running some Arc Raiders at some point again. Maybe not on stream, but I was kind of itching for it last night, and I didn't play any because it was getting kind of late. Does Dark and Darker make it into the top 10? Is that actually how this went down? Is this actually what happened? Oh no. SDF is watching the stream right now, and he's foaming at the mouth. Boom. The de facto, definitive, 100% correct, no doubt about it, the best tier list that has ever been constructed by a streamer on the internet to date, right before your very eyes. Ladies and gentlemen, your list. Number 21, Hollow Body. Number 20, X Anima. Number 19, Dark Cloud. 18, Post Trauma. 17, Ball Pit. 16, Warhammer Rogue Trader. 15, Silent Hill F. 14, Chronos The New Dawn. Arc Knights at number 13. Arc Raiders, the two Arcs right next to each other. Number 12, Nine Souls 11. Number 10, Dark and Darker. Number 9, Deadlock. Hades 2 at number 8. Signalis number 7. Hollow Knight P5. Number 6. Fear and Hunger. Hardcore World of Warcraft. Look Outside. Clair Obscure, Expedition 33, and at the very top, I'm sure everybody saw it coming from a mile away. It's not even surprising. Silk Song, number 1. Oh yes, buddy. Oh yes. What a solid list. I couldn't have come up with a better list if I tried. I put all of my spirit into this. This is so de facto me. It's crazy. Wow. What a good day. Honestly, seeing Hollow Knight below Fear and Hunger is kind of surprising. Only because we're counting Hollow Knight as just P5, like the grind to go to P5. Because I'd already beaten Hollow Knight like 3 times at that point. So the only thing that was like new and fresh and everything like that was the P5 shit. So that's the stipulation. I'm not sure what I would put Hollow Knight in if it was just like talking about the package as a whole. You feel me? But as far as what I experienced new on stream, what I was playing, we played it for a long time. Hollow Knight P5. Big. Wow. I mean, I think I crushed it. If you don't like it, if you think that I'm a big stupid idiot, please, I'm gonna put this up as a video by itself. So if you hate me, make sure you subscribe, because you have to subscribe. It's an honor system. You have to subscribe to comment how much you think I'm a dumbass. All right, thank you.